Hello, everybody. I apologize for the late hour, but I have some major breaking news that I can share with all of you. You may have seen the story that we covered on Breaking Points today of this man, Tom Alexandrovich, the Israeli government official who was arrested in Nevada, who was released and returned to the state of Israel after being charged with luring a child for a sex act. He's an Israeli government official, the head of their cyber division. Well, this is exclusively for our premium subscribers that I'm able to share with you because I literally just got my hands on this information. And it's only because of your support for our journalism that I was able to get this. And I can exclusively report to all of you many of the details surrounding the case. I was able to get my hands on the declaration of arrest from Tom Alexandrovich, which reveals some stunning details. Again, this is exclusive just for our premium subscribers. Nobody else has even heard any of this information publicly. It will remain that way until tomorrow, genuinely as a thank you for enabling our journalism here. I'm going to go ahead and share with all of you the primary source document, which is absolutely stunning, that was shared with me by a source which will remain unnamed. Inside of it, we learn several important things. One of this I'll put just up here on the screen. You can see Tom Alexandrovich, the date and the time of his arrest, which was August 6, 2025. You will see that he was charged with luring a minor using technology. Some of the details, guys, here is that it's a classic kind of undercover sting operation run by the FBI Child Task Force and the Nevada Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. That was a joint operation that they launched on August 6th. What we learn effectively is that an undercover operative began to pose as a 15-year-old girl on two different apps. One of them is called Pure, and later on using WhatsApp. What they found is that Tom Alexandrovich engaged in a conversation with what he believed to be a 15-year-old female juvenile and, quote, spoke about sexual contact with that minor. The user then later agreed to meet the decoy at a predetermined location. The sexual contact included, quote, bringing a condom and taking the decoy to Cirque du Soleil in Las Vegas, where this happened. Quote, prior to the meeting, photographs of the subject communicating with the decoy juvenile were obtained. The suspect advised they would be arriving in an Uber. Quote, while the undercover operative was in contact with the subject, being made aware in the area of the predetermined location, task force operators contacted this person who they knew to be arriving. Quote, every attempt was made to positively identify that user that had agreed to sexual contact. That subject was then identified as Tom Alexandrovich prior to being contacted. So I'm just sharing the circumstances here that this all went about. You know, first of all, as we could see in the details, of the document, you could see very clearly that he engaged in conduct with somebody, or in contact, sexual contact, and agreed to meet that juvenile who he believed was 15 years old for sex. What transpires next is actually just so crazy. So I'm going to read here again exclusively from the documents. What they say is that Alexandrovich was placed under arrest. He was transported to the Henderson Police Department. Due to the aforementioned facts, they say they determined based on the undercover communications with Pure, the phone number and everything, that Alexandrovich did indeed, arrive at this location with the intent to have sex. What then follows is an extraordinary interview with a lot of claims being made that undermine a lot of what we are now learning. So what they say is that, quote, upon Alexandrovich's arrival, he engaged in a recorded interview and he waived his Miranda rights, as they say very clearly. The interview was then conducted at 2000 hours on August 6, 2025. Alexandrovich said that his native language is Russian and Hebrew. He agreed to speak and fully understands English. He waived his Miranda rights. He advised, due to being from Israel, the Israeli consulate would be notified. So do you guys see immediately they're talking about notifying the Israeli government? This matters because the Israeli government initially denied Alexandrovich had ever been placed under arrest, when the police department is saying here explicitly that he is, of course, being notified to the Israeli consulate. They say, quote, Alexandrovich is from Israel and is visiting for a Black Hat conference, works for the Israeli government agency, and has so for approximately 14 years. He stated he's never been arrested and he's not familiar with the consequences of not speaking to U.S. authorities. Alexandrovich stated he has a meeting with the NSA tomorrow and had met several bureau people and NSA people over the past week. So let me just underscore that. This man is here in our country on behalf of the Israeli government to meet with the NSA and with the FBI, and in the meantime gets caught up in an FBI sting operation where he is allegedly, I guess, for the legal record, trying to meet up with a 15-year-old girl for sexual contact. I'll continue. They say Alexandrovich described the bureau agents who he'd been talking to. He stated he was at the conference to learn. He stated he was in approximately the United States 3 months ago. Stated he comes to approximately the United States 2 to 3 times a year. Stated he'd use the international phone number to chat. Stated he did not remember the name of the girl he was chatting with, but he'd met her on the Pure application. Alexandrovich stated he had photos of himself on Pure, could not recall if he had sent them via the application. Yeah, sure. Stated that he uses the name, quote, Adam on dating apps. Stated that he had agreed to go to dinner and show with a date. Then he does the classic To Catch a Predator, stated he believed the girl was 18 years old. That was age listed on the Pure application. Stated he felt that the girl, quote, pushed him to talk about bringing a condom, yet could not remember how many times, quote, the girl had pushed him. Stated, quote, he was embarrassed for being arrested. This is where things get very interesting, guys. Quote, questioned how much bail would cost while he was under arrest. They also said that he stated he would need his glasses. Stated that he had family members' phone numbers memorized, stated that he was in shock and someone he needed to contact immediately about his international flight back to Israel. Alexandrovich stated he did not know the numbers for the Israeli government, stated that his family was in Israel, stated it was very, very important to get his numbers for his flight, stated that his flight is on Friday to New York and then will fly to Israel, stated that his phone does not have a password but uses both of his right thumbprint, and stated he did not need the following numbers from his phone. They list them. Here, importantly, Alexandrovich stated if he could message his family or make a call to the embassy, they stated that would not be possible right now, and stated that he eventually would like to participate in a polygraph. So those are the details that I could share with all of you. It really is stunning, right? Because what we learn from that is that he is immediately advised, right? That he immediately is advised that they're going to contact the Israeli consulate. He starts emphasizing, first of all, he does the classic predator stuff about, oh, I didn't even know she was 15, she pushed me, etc., whatever. He can litigate that in court, but he is here to meet with the NSA and with the FBI. Now, remember, they say that he was not here. He did not claim diplomatic immunity or anything. That is what is indicated currently in the arrest record, at least so far from what we have seen. But it is obviously made clear that Alexandrovich immediately is identified as an Israeli national, as an Israeli government employee. All of this is very important because right now, every single other person who has been arrested in this sting operation has a criminal complaint filed against them. Now, as of right now that I'm speaking to all of you, keep in mind, this is late at night here on Monday. There has not yet been a criminal complaint filed against Alexandrovich, which is very questionable given the circumstances. He does have a court date appearance on August 27th. Obviously, we don't know yet if he's going to return from Israel to face charges. But this is an extraordinary report that I'm really happy to be able to bring to all of you. So again, just thank you for enabling our journalism here at Breaking Points. It's a stunning report that he's here to meet with the NSA and with the FBI, and he states it openly on the record here. And he's at a black hat conference, which presumably is about hacking, and while doing so, is engaged and caught up in this FBI child sex sting operation. Absolutely stunning. So we'll have more for everybody tomorrow if we can. Still not sure yet where the story takes us, but just want to say again, thanks to everybody, Breaking Points Premium subscribers. You guys enable our journalism over here. Sign up for those of you who are watching this later on, because this has already been posted for our premiums. And yeah, we'll see you guys later.
Hey, if you like that video, hit the like button or leave a comment below. It really helps get the show to more people.
And if you'd like to get the full show ad-free and in your inbox every morning, you can sign up at breakingpoints.com.
That's right. Get the full show, help support the future of independent media at breakingpoints.com.